Hello everybody, welcome to A Trader's Journey. My name is Leslie Pips. Thank you for joining me for another video. So without further ado, let's jump into the markets. Today I'm going to do something different here. I just want to jump on the DXY first, just to give you some context. But obviously last week price was, when I recorded the video, this was the close of last week, right? This candle here. And I said that if we manage to break above this high, we'll probably hit 100. And we hit 100 and some more, and we stopped at this level. So price was trading here. We closed above this level on Monday, and then price continued to run into this level, but we are failing at the moment to break through this the 100.208 level. So that's the level that's the daily's trying to break. Obviously we hit it here first, and then we dropped, and then we came back, tried again, had a pullback, we tried again, and you see how Friday closed just below this level. So there's quite activity at this level, so we'll see if the dollar can actually break this level and price continue to run, possibly finishing the year around these levels here. But obviously there's with the information starting to come from the the news starting to come out in US, obviously the data that we got last week was negative and positive at the same time, but it's old data. So let's wait and see what October, because we only got September data. Let's see what October brings, and the Fed meeting coming up soon. So they are possibly gonna cut rates, but let's wait and see. We currently are speculating at the moment, but yeah, from a technical perspective, this is the level that I'm looking at. Let's see if we can break and close above like we did last week and get a bit of a run. And if you look on the 4 hour, got a hair in my mouth. So if you look on the 4 hour, obviously the 4 hour had a lot of breaks and close, so that's why you have to keep an eye on the daily and see how the daily closes on the level. So the 4 hours a bit indecisive. We break, close back, and break, close above. So it's quite indecisive on the 4 hour, but the daily gives you a clear direction. So let's see if we can hold below this level and potentially see the DXY drop a little bit lower to fill some of this imbalance, or come and react on this level again. But that's all dependent on whether when they cut rates, when we get more data coming out of the US. If it's negative, then the DXY will probably hit this level again. If it's positive, we'll probably break through and interact with those highs. So that's the DXY at the moment. So moving on to the euro dollar. Euro dollar had a very let me move this level out the way. Very bearish week. Obviously this is where we opened. It's the Monday open, and price had a consistent run down. But I think if we continue with this run, this is our first level, and this is our first level. So there was a target here that I put in last week that we're gonna break the structural low, but this is the overall bigger structural low. But this is the structural low that I was anticipating last week when I said if a DXY breaks that level, we'll probably see a lot of the euro dollar pump down a little bit. There is a trade that I took on the euro dollar last week because of this momentum, and yeah, so this is looking very bearish. But now at the moment we are at the bottom of a structure, right? This is the mini structure or the 4 hour structure. The price is trading at the bottom of the structure, so going short here is a bit risky. It's better to go short at the beginning of the run, at the top of the structure. If we see a rejection, maybe find some shorts here. But now we are priced in at this low. It's a little bit too cheap to sell, so we might see a bit of a pullback maybe into this area, and then see if we can come back to this target, because at the moment we are at the bottom of the structure. It's a bit risky to sell here. We might see a little bit of a pullback into this value area here, and then see price come back and sweep these lows, and potentially the overall structure low. But obviously it all depends on what data we get like next week from the Fed. And yeah, so I'm not looking at trading on a Monday yet. So I'm just waiting for the price for the Monday candle to print and see where we are in terms of that. But this is the level I'm looking at, because you can see there's a gap here. There's a value area here, because that's where the volume came in that moved the market. See this long candle here. So I am looking for price to price in at this level and see and make a decision here. Selling at this point is a bit risky, so let's wait for a bit of a pullback and sell into a bit of a premium zone. So that's euro dollar. Pound dollar, probably the same. It was a little bit erratic because of some of the UK retail. The CPI came out, was a bit negative, and then that's when we see these long wicks. This is a reaction of the news, but I'm still looking at, if I'm just zoom out a little bit, you can see there's the bottom of the structure there. Price has also been running down a little bit. I am looking for a bit of a pullback into this gap. Like I said last week, we never got there, but now we are at the bottom of the structure here, which gets riskier to trade. So if I just go down to the 4 hour and show you, last week was a little bit corrective. We started moving on Wednesday, but I didn't love this price action. So let's see what we can do with pound dollar. I just want to see it come up a little bit. The value is over here, obviously, but I like this level more. For price to interact with this level more. It's nicer to sell at the top of the structure than at the bottom of the structure, because if it gets a bit more riskier and you don't get bang for your buck, price doesn't move that much. So let's see if we can interact with this value area. What we already have, price is correcting up, which is a sign that it's looking to move, but we are at the bottom of the structure at the moment, and I would love to see a bigger pullback and then sell at higher prices. So let's keep an eye on this. The pound, I'm staying away from the pound at the moment because of it's not as clean as the euro, so I'm staying away from the pound. And then moving on to UJ had a bit of a pullback as soon as we reached these levels up here. Obviously, this is our yearly highs over here. We are nearly there. So we did a whole 360. We pushed down, created a low, and now we're coming back to when the year started. We were up here, had a bit of a run. Now we're pulling it back all the way up to the yearly highs here. So we are nearly close. We're seeing some sort of a pullback, filling out some of the imbalances here, and there might be an intervention on UJ. So we just keep an eye on that. Just be careful with the yen pairs. Intervention might come, but on Friday we had a bit of a nice pullback. So there is a zone here that I like, a value area where this volume came in. If we can come back down and interact with this area, then I can look for buys up at this level. But at the moment, I am not looking to trade yen pairs at the moment until we've had that intervention. We had a verbal commitment from the BOJ that they will intervene, but they haven't done it yet. So that's why I'm very careful with the yen pairs. If you're gonna trade a yen pair, just make sure you're in and out very quickly. Don't hold on to the trade for too long. So I'm looking at this zone here, the value area, because this is where volume came in. So if we can come and interact with this zone, you can see here I have a trend line. That price hasn't broken yet. So I'm only gonna short yen below this level. Maybe come fill the gap to end the year, but at the moment I'm not shorting yen. I'm just waiting to see what the BOJ does. Looking at fundamentals, guys. You have to look out for those fundamentals, because that's what moves the market. Technicals is all good, but for us to get this volume here, it's all because of fundamentals. So let's be wise with the way we trade, especially the yen pairs. You can see I've got all my yen pairs here. I keep an eye on them just to see because they all have to coincide and move together. So I keep an eye on them as well. So we having a nice pullback. I want to see it get to this area, and then we can make a decision from there. Moving on to New Zealand dollar, one of the ones that I've added onto my watch list, all because I like how steady it is. It's not erratic. It's very steady, and it's quite a nice pair to trade. So looking at this, obviously we're in a nice trend here, showing lower highs, higher lows. I mean, break structure, higher lows, break structure, higher lows. So it's a nice trend, but because the price is now trading at the bottom of this range, we might be it might correct a bit at this level, maybe see a bit of a pullback into higher prices and then sell from there. So currently we are at the bottom of this structure, so we might see some correction at this area and a bit of a pull, reprice into a better price, and maybe get another push down depending on what data comes out of the US. So at the moment I'm just steadily watching it, because the thing is, if you look at all these moves, this move here, let me just highlight them for you. If you see, look at this moves here, these drops here, this was when the trend was hotting up, but then we get to this level here and then it starts to slow down. So that's a big sign that we already now it's already priced in, so we might see some pullbacks. But you see, when the trend starts, that's why I say it's better to trade when the trend starts, because now you get bigger moves and faster moves. You can see it's corrects and a faster move, correction and a faster move, but then started to slow down as soon as we hit the zone. So be careful when you get to the bottom of a range, price starts to slow down a bit. It might need to reprice, maybe interact maybe with this level here again, or other levels, but be careful, especially at the end of the range, the trend might be slowing down. So I'm anticipating a bit of a pullback from all the from euro dollar, pound dollar, NZD dollar, bit of a pullback into higher prices, and then we'll see from there what data we get from the US, which will confirm the direction for the rest of the year. So that's what we're waiting for. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you can learn something from it, and I'll see you guys on the next one.